Hello everyone. Today's topic is about making a table of specification or test blueprint. Before that, let's have some background information. So what is table of specification? So ito, table specification or test blueprint, it is a tool na ginamit ng mga educators such as teachers and professors sa paggawa ng mga assessment. Most commonly, ginamit ito sa paggawa ng mga summative assessment. So this involves quizzes, examinations, midterm examinations, final examinations, and so on and so forth. Now, since it is a tool, so ano yung purpose nito? Or if there's one, what are the purposes sa itong tool na to? There are two purposes actually. First purpose is to have a guide para sa mga teacher sa paggawa. So for instance, let's just say you're an aeronautical engineer and you plan to build an airplane. So of course, by planning, you need to think of your resources involved, funds involved, and of course, dapat meron kang blueprint because that blueprint, it does not only involves shapes, drawings, illustrations, but it is actually a guide sa mga aeronautical engineers sa pagpanaw ng airplane because doon nila malalaman kung ano dapat talaga yung function niya and of course, yung itsura niya inside and out. So to relate it in here, dito sa mga teachers, they also have a blueprint pero sa paggawa lang ng test. Alright? So at least they have a guide kung paano nila gagawin yung test mismo. The second purpose naman is to make sure na kung anong gustong i-measure yung teacher sa kanila, I'm referring to the students, ay ma-measure talaga. Ulitin ko kung anong gustong i-measure ng teacher sa mga estudyante, ay ma-measure talaga. Alright? So, let me give an example para mas maintindihan nyo ako. Let's just say I am a high school math teacher and I discussed the topic about solving a system of linear equation. So, dun I discussed three things. Okay? Itong three things na dapat kailangan kong i-measure sa kanila. Una is pag-solve ng system of linear equation gamit ng elimination method. Second thing, ganun din, pero gamit ng substitution method. Alright? Then, last but not the least, ganun din, may pagka-solve sa isang system of linear equation, pero graphic method ang gagamitin. So, basically, since I discussed this one, gagawa ko ng quiz. Ngayon, ang gusto kong i-measure sa kanila is, meron ba kaya silang natututunan sa na-discuss ko? Which is, to be specific, yung elimination method, substitution method, at saka graphing method. Yun ang gusto kong i-measure sa kanila. Kung meron ba kaya silang natututunan. Okay? So that's the purpose, second purpose ng table of specification or test blueprint. To evaluate the student's learning. Okay? Kung anong gustong i-achieve ng teacher sa isang or sa mga estudyante ay ma-measure ka. So, we're going to achieve that by using test blueprints. Kasi if we don't use test blueprint, there is a chance na baka hindi valid ang measurement natin sa pagka-evaluate ng mga estudyante natin. Alright? There would be invalid measurement. Maybe, ma-achieve lang nila is, ah, I learned na may mga estudyante natuto sa pag-solve ng isang system of linear equation sa paggamit ng ng elimination method. Pero pagdating sa iba ay hindi pala. Kumbaga parang kailangan nila ng So, if I found out na ganito pala yung resulta without the use of test blueprint, then that means may chance na invalid yung pagka-measure ko sa kanila in terms of evaluating what they have learned from a previous discussion. So, to make sure na patas-patas sila para ma-measure ko yung mga subtopics at tinuro ko sa kanila, I will use test blueprint just to make sure na valid yung measurement. Alright? So that's the thing. That's about table specification or test blueprints. All right. I hope you're listening. Sorry, kasi I'm just gonna be straightforward instead of showing you the words or the definitions of it. All right. So another information that we need to know is Bloom's taxonomy. So this picture, I got it from the article. Here's what's wrong with Bloom's taxonomy, a deeper learning perspective of being. Okay? And this article is made by the contributing blogger sa Education Week na website. So in here, I am not here to criticize or comment about Bloom's taxonomy, but rather I am here to use studies to discuss about Bloom's taxonomy. Alright? So anyways, so ito, ay, wait lang for a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I'm just making sure kung unstable yung internet connection ko. But yeah, anyways, let's go back. So yun nga, Bloom's taxonomy. So yung Bloom's taxonomy, isa siyang hierarchy na chart na triangle. So when you say hierarchy na chart, ano to yung mayroong from lowest level up to the highest level. Okay? So in here, dito sa chart na to, triangular chart, it is a hierarchy chart. So it starts from the lowest level up to the highest level. So what is these levels na to? So these are the levels of thinking. And this one is made by Benjamin Bloom. So ito, it is a chart that this simply describes on how we think and ano yung mga levels nito. So let's start with the first three. So sa first three, dito sa chart na to, is si knowledge, comprehension, and application. Ito yung three lower levels of thinking. So first, let's start with knowledge. Basically, ano yung alam mo? Okay? Yun yung knowledge. Like, what do you know? Comprehension is how do you understand it? Or what do you understand to this certain subject or topic? Application, basically, kung ano yung natutunan mo, let's try to apply it in a certain scenario or situation. That's what you call application. So these are the three lower levels. Then next we have analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So these are the three higher levels of thinking. So dito, mapa-in-depth of thinking ka talaga. Doon ka mapapaisip. Kasi that high levels of thinking we have so when you analysis, basically you are word in your words, but parang gusto mong dig deeper sa have analyze. Want to dig deeper. That is why dig deeper para nire-relate din sa mga ibang literature just to simply discuss about a certain topic by compare contrast ng mga information, in-organize nila yun, and etc. So, basically, analyzing is about digging deeper. Synthesis is basically since you have learned something, you have knowledge about this subject. Now let's make new things out of it. Kumbaga, with this knowledge we have, we can design new subject, new topic, or we can basically invent new things. Basically, yung synthesis, gagawa ka. Okay, gagawa ka ng panibagong idea or invention. Then last but not the least, which is the highest level of thinking, according kay Benjamin Bloom noong 1956, ay evaluation. So dito, this is where we judge. Okay, syempre in a right way, hindi yung judge na pang behavioral na behavior. And yung kumbaga, in a wrong way, you know. When we say judge, dito sa evaluation, this is where we okay, this is where we basically see kung what I call this one, kung sa tipo may kailangan pa nilang improvement, okay, kaya may kailangan agad. So that basically is evaluation. Right? So, so the Bloom's taxonomy na revised. This has been revised by Anderson and Kraft 2001. So ito, ang revised version no, they are almost the same. Meron na nga lang slight difference. Una is yung wording. Okay. Kung mapapansin nyo, pero if you're going to look at the right, there are not nouns. Parang action verb siya or action word siya. Kunwari, knowledge, naging remembering. Tingnan nyo, from knowledge to remembering. Both of them have the same meaning at implication. Kasi this is about what do you know? What do you, what information do you know about this certain subject? So they have the same implication. However, iba nga lang yung wording. So from knowledge, nagiging remembering. So from noun, naging action word, verb. Comprehension, naging understanding. Application, naging applying. Analysis, nagiging analyzing. Synthesis, naging creating. And evaluation, nagiging evaluating. So, another thing that we, uh, another thing that uh, we observe na meron silang difference sa dalawa is yung order ng synthesis at evaluation. Dun sa original na Bloom's taxonomy, nasa task evaluation. Then second highest is synthesis. However, on the other side, highest yung synthesis, tapos second is evaluating. Nagpalit ng order. So, bakit kaya naggawa to ni na Anderson at saka ni Kraftwall? Kasi gusto niyang i-relate yung Bloom's taxonomy sa modern age. Meaning, in our present times, this is how we think. We remember, we understand, we apply, then we analyze, we evaluate, then we create new things or invent new ideas. So that's how we think in a modern age. Alright? So, that means, ito na yung gagamitin natin, yung revised Bloom's taxonomy. Okay? Now, ano yung kinalaman niya dito sa paggawa ng table specification? Kailangan natin itong Bloom's taxonomy, revised version, sa sa pagplan ng paggawa ng test, which is ito yon. Ayan, there we go. So, ito ang itsura ng standard format ng table specification sa DepEd curriculum. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin nun, there are different types of formats ng table specification actually. So, for the sake of the viewers, I will be using this format na pang DepEd talaga. And I got this image from the YouTuber, Tantan HD, noong 2022, that talks about table specification. Or in other words, nakuha ko tong image sa kanyang YouTube video na table specification, definition, importance, and preparation. #test blueprint. So, I use this one para to avoid confusion. And since yung mga viewers ko ay more likely Filipino, so I'm going to use this table specification format. All right? So let's just discuss some few parts here. Then after that, we can now proceed sa paggawa ng isang table of specification. So on the on the first column here, we have learning competency. So ito, yung learning competency, basically, ito yung gusto mong i-measure sa mga estudyante. So let me relate my example here. So yung first learning competency ko is about solving a system of linear equation with the use of elimination method. Second learning competency, ganun din, pero gamit ng substitution method. Then, dito sa third learning competency, graphing method naman. Okay? So, ito yung gusto kong i-measure sa kanila. What do they learn something from the discussion that I had before? Okay, do you think they have learned something? Parang ganun. Then second column is number of hours. So, meaning, ilang oras mo na-discuss yung mga learning competency. So, for example, yung elimination method ko, I discussed this for like 2 hours. Okay? Disregard the number of days. Okay? Kasi if they ask you for the number of hours, then hours lang ilalagay mo rito. So, for example, in a day, you discuss math class for like 1 hour. So, for example, na-discuss mo si elimination method for like 2 days. So, ibig sabihin nun, the number of hours na discuss mo to ay dalawa. So, 2 hours mo discuss to. So, again, this is just an example, right? So, wala pa tayo sa process. This is just an example. So, kunwari, we have 2 hours, 3 hours kay substitution, and 2 hours din kay graphic method. Okay? Then sa third column, meron tayong classification of objectives. So in here, we have yung mga 6 levels of thinking, which is remembering, understanding, analyzing, applying, evaluating, and creating. So as you can see, dito sa remembering, understanding, meron siyang 60%. Dito, analyzing, applying, 30%. And dito, 10%. So think of it this way. Let's just say nag-take ka ng exam, 100 items siya sa isang topic. Okay? Ay, topic tuloy. Sa isang subject. Kunwari, science subject. Alright? Then, yung exam nun ay 100 items. So, dapat 60 items sa exam ay pang remembering and understanding. So, ito, pwede itong identification, pwede itong multiple choice. Basta, it's basically it's basically about recalling or remembering the concept and understanding the concept. Then, next, maybe after 60%, meron pa tayong 30% sa 100 item exam natin, which is pang analyzing and applying. So, meron kang like, since we have a total of 100 items, so we have 30 questions pang analyzing and applying. By the way, in terms of questions, pwede siyang single question or double question. Kunwari, first question number one, blah, 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 blah. Or pwede rin ganito. From first question to fifth question. Tapos meron kang instruction na gagawin mo dito. So on and so forth. Okay? Yun lang. Just some what do you call it? Just some additional information. Anyways, so in here sa analyzing and applying, so you have like 30 questions for analyzing and applying. So dito sa question na to, pwede rin itong pang multiple choice. For example, since kasi 'di ba sabi ko science subject. So to be specific, let's just say kasama yung mga disaster preparedness or preparation, yung topic kasama dyan sa exam. So maybe may nakalagay din na tanong. Suppose that you live in a certain house that is located beside the mountain. If there's an earthquake involved, what are you going to do? Letter A, blah, blah, blah. Letter B, parang ganun. So ito, it's about application, di ba? Ito yung example na question na pang-application. So ito, dapat, if 100 items na exam na gagawin mo, dapat 30 questions pang analyzing and applying. Okay? Then last but not the least, we have 10% pang evaluating creating, which is ito, when we were students, ito yung pinakamahirap. Kasi kung ano yung pinakadulong na question, yung pa naman yung pinakamahirap na sagutin. Kasi it involves higher levels of thinking, which is evaluating, adjusting. Okay? So, let's just say, for example, 100 items to. This talks about human rights. Okay? So, meron kang 60 items for recalling the concept, understanding the concept. Then we have additional of 30 questions for analyzing and applying. Then you have this 10 item na pang-evaluating at creating. So, for example, dito sa evaluating creating, what if pala pang essay pala to? Since we talk about human rights, baka sa essay ay ganito. Since you knew the Article 3 that talks about human rights, so if you are a part of the government, what type of law na gusto mong isama sa human rights at bakit? Parang gano'n, and so on and so forth. Diba? So, dito, syempre, itong binigay kong question to sa inyo, pang-essay yan. So, this one is more likely pang-evaluating at saka pang-synthesis. Or either of the two. That is why, when we were students back then, kung ano yung pinakadulong tanong, yung pa naman yung pinakamahirap. Okay? So, anyways, ano pa? May ibang pang mga columns dito, like number of test items, placement of test items, tapos yung percentage. So ito, it's hard for me to describe or discuss these last three columns. But if I'm going to discuss with the process, maintindihan nyo. Alright? So speaking of the process, kung paano ito gagawin, let's now make this type of table. So let's use yung previous example na ginamit ko. Solve the given system of linear equation by elimination method, tapos substitution method, and graphing method. So ito yung tatlong learning competencies na gusto kong makita sa mga estudyante ko para dun ko may evaluate if they have learned something. Alright? So kanina, sabi ko, I discussed this about elimination method for 2 hours. This one, yung third learning competency for 3 hours. And dito, ganun din for 2 hours. Okay. So, na yun, after I have fill ano ba to? Basta nilagay ko yung mga number of hours basically yun yun. So ngayon, ang gagawin ko rito is i-add ko sila lahat to get the total number of hours. Since gagamitin natin to sa pag-fill ng ibang columns. So 2 plus 3 plus 2 is 7. So you have a total of 7 hours. So yun yung first step actually. First step, hindi, mali. First step is dapat alamin nyo muna yung learning competency. Number 2 is number of hours. Okay? So, since, di ba sabi ko sa example, gagawa ako ng quiz. Suppose that gumawa ako ng quiz na 25 items. Okay? Yung total number of items na, kumbaga yung total items involved dun sa quiz or sa test, ilagay nyo siya dito dito sa part na to. Dito sa column ng number of test items. Okay, dito. Right here. Okay? So, let's go back. Suppose gusto ko 25 items yung quiz. So, ano kayang gagawin ko rito? So, the next thing you're going to do is punta kayo sa percentage column. Okay? Dito sa percentage column, kukunin mo yung percentage ng number of hours na tinuro mo yung topic. So, paano yun? So, first, get the number of hours kada tuloy. Number of hours sa isang learning competency. Tapos, divide mo by the total number of hours. Sorry, susulat ko Total number of hours. Ayan. Then after that, times mo ng 100 para makuha mo yung percentage. Okay? There we go. So, let's just say, dito sa first learning competency natin, which is tungkol sa elimination method, di ba? So we have a total of 2 hours. So let's just say we have 2. Yun yung number of hours dun sa first learning competency natin. Tapos, divide natin by 7 kasi yan yung total number of hours meron dito. Okay? Tapos, times natin ng 100. So, kunin natin yung percentage. So, 2 divided by 7 times 100, this is approximately 28.57%. Okay? So, ilalagay ko siya dito sa first row. Okay? 28.57%. Okay? So, we will do the same thing sa mga ibang rows. Sa mga ibang learning competencies. So, how about sa second the second learning competency, which is solve the given system of linear equation by substitution method. So, dito tayo. So, ilan yung number of hours meron dito sa second learning competence? So, we have 3, di ba? So, we have 3 hours. Let's divide natin by total number of hours, which is 7 part. Now, after we divide them both, we will multiply the product by 100. Product tuloy. Sorry. To make things clear, okay? Basta divide mo yung number of hours by total number of hours, tapos times mo ng 100. Yun na yun. Sorry for making it complicated. So 3 divided by 7 times 100, you have approximately, bakit naging equal sign? You have approximately 42.86%. Tama ba ako? Sorry, I'm using calculator just to make sure. Okay, so tama ko, we have 42.86%. So that's it. We're good to go. Now, can you try this one? Itong sa third learning competency natin, which is graphing method. Can you try? So, kung nakuha nyo yung sagot, ang sagot nito ay dapat 28.57%. Ayan. 28.57%. Ayan na siya. There we go. Okay? So, as long as you know how to use this formula, you have no problem. So, ito yung formula sa pagkuha ng mga percentage kada learning competency in terms of number of hours. Okay? So before we proceed to the next step, make sure pag inad mo lahat ng percentage dito sa percentage column ay eksaktong 100. Okay? Or basically at least 100 to be approximate. Okay? So ulitin ko ha. Dito sa percentage column dapat i-add mo lahat ng percentage dito. And dapat 100 ang sum nito. Let's take a look. 28.57% plus 42.86% plus 28.57%. So, eksaktong 100% na. So, that's it. We're good to go. Dapat 100% to. If not, then may mali ka yata sa calculation. Alright? So, that's good. Now, the next thing here is let's get the number of test items kada learning competency. Okay? So, dapat sa number of test items natin dito, syempre in total 25 siya. Okay? Pero dapat in each learning competency, dapat meron yung kanyang-kanyang number of test items. Okay? So, paano naman yun? It's simple. Okay? Una, get the total number of test items. Sorry sa sulat mo guys. Yan. Test items times yung percentage nila. Okay? So, ulitin ko ha. Get first the total number of test items tapos times mo ng percentage. So, for example, let's just say you have 25, di ba? Kasi yun yung total number of test items natin. So, sa first learning competency, which is about elimination method, so paano ko kukunin yung number of test items niya? So, i-multiply natin to ng by percentage. So, yung percentage niya ay 28.57%. So, let's get the answer for this one. Sorry, excuse me. 25 times 28.57%. So, in here, dito, 25 times 28.57%, you have exactly 7 point, ay, sorry, wait lang, ay sinusunod ko. 7.1425. Okay, 7.1425. So, since we're talking about number of test items, ibig sabihin nun, dapat whole number to. So, we need to round off this one. So, ang round off nito is 7. So, we can just write 7. Okay, 7. Remember guys dapat whole number to. Okay? Kasi we're talking about the number of test items. So, ilang test items meron. This is not about measurement. Rather, this is about counting the number of test items involved. So, dapat whole number siya. Okay? So, meron ka ng ganyan. Now, the next thing is, punta naman tayo sa second column. So, ganun din. Okay? The same thing, multiply mo yung total number of test items sa kanyang percentage. So 25 times 42.86%. Lagay natin dito 25 times 42.86%. Okay? So, to multiply this, nasabi ko na yun. So, gamit ako ng calculator. So, in here, we have exactly 10.715. So, again, naka-decimal to. So, we need to round it off into a whole number. So, ito ay magiging 11. So, we have 11 number of test items para sa second learning competency mo, which is yung substitution. Now, can you do the same thing here dito? Okay, dito sa third learning competency. Hanapin nyo nga to. So, kapag nahanap nyo na, ang sagot dito, nakaburahin ko lang ito. Ang sagot dito ay 7. So, magkaparehas sila ng first learning competency. Okay, so the answer here is 7. Okay. So, once again, paano ko makuha yung number of test items kada learning competency is basically get the total number of test items tapos i-multiply mo ng kanilang percentage. So that's how you get it. And before we proceed to the next step, ang gagawin natin muna is to make sure na exactly 5, exactly 25 yung total number of test items mo. So how do we know that? We will add these three together. Okay? Dapat 25 siya. So in here, we have 7 plus 11 plus 7. We have exactly 25. Yun, so correct. So ulitin ko before we proceed to the next step, make sure na pag inad mo lahat to, ito, si 7, 11, at 7, if inad mo yan lahat, dapat exactong total number of items meron dun sa test mo, which is 25. So 7 plus 11 plus 7 is 25. So yun, that's it. Now, after that, mag-proceed naman tayo dito sa 60%, 30%, 10%. Mag-proceed tayo dito. So, paano naman to? Okay? And plus, what's the importance for this one? Mamaya, you will take a look. Okay? So, in here, madali lang naman. Okay? So, dito, from remembering and understanding, ilan questions dapat meron ka dito? So, di ba sabi ko, we have 25. Yun yung number of test items ko sa quiz, di ba? 25. So, dapat 60% ng 25 questions ay pang remembering and understanding. So, ilan kaya yun? So, basically, gagawin mo is you will multiply 25 by 60%. So, 25 times 60%, sorry. Times 60%, you have exactly 15. So, ibig sabihin nun, out of 25 questions, there are 15 questions na pang-remembering and understanding. Okay? Eh, paano naman pag 30%? Ganun lang din. Multiply 25 by 30%. Okay? So, multiply 25 by 30%, you have exactly 7.5. So, again, we're referring to the number of questions, di ba? So, we need to round off this one. So, pagka-round off natin to, we will have exactly 8. So, therefore, in here, you have exactly 8 questions pang analyzing and applying. So, out of 25 questions, dapat pang let me rephrase what I'm trying to say. Basically, out of 25 questions, yung 8 items ay pang-analyzing and applying. Now, let's go to the evaluating and creating. So, dito, okay, since 10% siya, so we will multiply 25 by 10%. So, 25 times 10%, you have exactly 2.5. Approximately nito, again, you have to round it off because kailangan ay whole number siya. So, this is approximately 3. So, this is 3. Okay? So, that means there are 3 questions or 3 items para kay evaluate and grade. Okay? And remember, sabi ko kanina Yung question, pwede siya pang single or double. Kunwari, from first question, single question lang siya. O kaya double item. Hindi pala double question, double item pala. Ito, single item lang to. Ito kapag 1 to 2 question, double item to. O kaya 1 to 5th question, pang, pang 5 item na question to. Okay? So, basically, pwede naman yan. Pero that depends, ha? That depends on the topic itself. Okay? Depende pa rin sa topic mismo. Okay? That's on you. So, na yun, before we proceed to the last step, kasi ito ay second last step na to eh. Na yun sa last step na tayo. So, before we proceed to the last step, make sure pag inad mo to, itong si 15, 8, at saka si 3, ay eksaktong 25 din kasi nga dapat 25 to yung total. So, let's try. Okay, kunin ko yung calculator. So, we have wait lang, 15 plus 8 plus 3. So, if you're going to add 15 tapos si 8, saka si 3, this is a total of 26. Hala, so sumobra tayo ng isa. So, anong gagawin natin? So, alam mo yung naka-decimal na ano? Tawag to? Naka-decimal na sagot natin kanina. Unang, di ba, sa analyzing at saka sa applying, di ba, we have 7.5, right? 7.5. Dito, meron tayong di ba, 2.5 sa evaluating and creating. Okay, 2.5. Ayan. So, dito, you can have two choices. Okay? You can, the same scenario pagdating dito sa number of test items. Kapag sa tingin mo, sumobra ka ng isa or dalawa, okay? The same scenario lang to dito So, kapag sa tingin mo sumobra ka, dahil nag-round off ka, you can just you can just simply just copy itong mga numbers numbers before the decimal points. Okay, kunwari, di ba, we have 7.5. We can just get 7 na lang. It's okay because, again, we are just, what? Getting the number of items. Okay? So, that means, kapag meron kang 7 point tapos may decimal value, pwede mo nang kunin si 7 na or pwede mo siyang i-round off. It's up to you. Basta magkatugma siya sa total number of test items natin. So dito, si 7.5. Why not gawin ko na lang siyang 7? Okay, 7 na lang. Tapos dito, sa evaluating creating, i-round off ko na lang siya. What if gawin ko lang siya? Diba? Now, let's take a look. Let's take a look. So, 15, i-add natin 15 plus 7. Okay, 15 plus 7, tapos plus 3. Yun, 15, burahin ko to plus 7 plus 3 is you have 25 in total. O, di ba? So, sakto. That's good. 25 na in total. Okay? Or, pwede ka pa mag-adjust. Okay? Di ba sabi ko si 7, di ba 7.5 siya, di ba? Tapos sa evaluating, rating, di ba 2.5 siya, di ba? Exactly. 2.5. Pwede kong gawin is that, i-round off ko si 7.5. So, magiging 8 yan, di ba? So, that's 8. Tapos, ito, si 2.5, pwede ko nang ikunin si 2. Okay, I'll just get the 2. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun, dalawang items para kay evaluating and creating. Okay? So, i-add natin sila So, 15 plus 8 plus 2. Wait lang. Plus 8 plus 2. Ayun, exactly 25 siya in total. So, bottom line guys, basta you can round it off or get just the number before the decimal value. Basta katugma yan sa total number of items mo. So for me, I'm going to use this one as my guide. 15 questions para sa remembering and understanding. 8 questions. Bakit questions? Mali. 15 items para kay remembering and understanding. 8 items para kay analyzing and applying. And 2 items para kay evaluating and creating. Yun. Ngayon, let's proceed to the last part, which is placement ng test items. Kasi, di ba, I have 25 questions in total. So, i-separate ko sila ha. Let's just say I have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, there we go. Sorry, ang haba kasi isa pa naman ni mention ko pa sila. So, yeah. So we have like from the first item up to the 25th item. Okay? So yun, nasolve ko na sila lahat. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin is parang ano to, parang fill in the blanks na lang. Kumbaga, saan mo gustong ilagay si first question? Si first question, ilagay mo ba siya dito o kaya dito? Okay? So yun ang gagawin natin. Basta remember, again sa 25 items, 60% or 15 questions ay pang-remember and understand. Okay? Then the next thing, 8 questions pang-analyzing and applying. Then here we have 2 questions ay questions. 2 items para kay evaluating and creating. Okay? So we can just simply table this one. Okay? So paano kaya yun? Okay, how would you do that? Okay, how would you put label lang? So, you need two bases. Okay, una is yung number of test items kada learning competency. Then tapos yung number of items kada percentage. So, di ba 15, 60%, 8 8 30%, 2 at 10%. So, ibig sabihin nun is that dito kapag remembering understanding, di ba 60% siya. So, ibig sabihin nun dito, dapat in total of 15 items siya. Okay? Dito sa dalawang columns na to, dapat 15 items siya in total. Dito sa analyzing and applying, ganun din, pero 8 questions in total. Okay? So dito naman sa evaluating and creating, so dapat dito sa dalawang column or isa sa kanila ay 2 questions. Okay? Then, itong number of test items, di ba, 7, 11, 7. That means, sa first learning competency, dapat dito sa row na to, dapat total of 7 questions lang siya. Okay? Dito sa second row, dapat total of 11 question, bakit ka question? Wait lang. Items, much better. Okay? Ulitin ko sa first learning competency, dapat 7 items meron. Dito, sa second learning competency, dapat 11 items siya. And lastly, dito sa third row or third learning competency, dapat 7 questions siya ito. So, how about let's try? Okay, let's try. Kasi, try ko to kasi ako gagawa na quiz. Okay. So, ito, labeling na lang to. So, una, for sa first learning competency, pili-pili na lang ako rito ng numbers. Okay? So, I'm just gonna fill in the blanks. And I think that's fine for me. So, I'm just gonna pick 1, 2, tapos lagay ko dito si 3, tapos lagay ko dito si 7, tapos dito si 8, tapos lagay ko dito si 9. Hindi. Wait lang. Okay. This would be, na lang to. This would be just 9 dito sa understanding. 9, tapos lagay ko dito sa 10. Ayan. There you go. 10. So, ilan kaya sila? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, that means 7 items total. So, okay na yun. Okay? So, first item, second item, third item, seventh item, eighth item, ninth item, and 10th item ay para kay elimination method lang. Okay? So, from first item to third item, dapat ang question ko pang remembering. So, pwede itong identification, pwede itong multiple choice. 7 to 9 item, so pwede ito pang multiple choice din basta understanding ng mga topics or statement tungkol sa elimination method. Okay? Parang ganun. Alright? So, next, proceed naman tayo dito sa second, what do you call this one? Second learning competency, which is yung substitution method. So, di ba tapos na si 2, 1, 2, 3, tapos 7, 8, 9. Okay? So, pwede kong ilagay dito si 4, 5, 6. Pwede, no problem. 4, 5, 6. Tapos dito, lagay ko dito si 10, 11, 12. By the way, it's your choice. Okay? It's your choice kung paano mo siya i-arrange or ilagay yung mga numbers kasi it's up to you. Right? Nasa sayo na to. Okay? Tapos dito, let's just say, dagdagan ko pa kaya to. Let's just say 10, 11, 12. Lagay ko dito 13. Okay? 13 item. Wait lang ibura ko lang dito. Okay, wait lang lagay ko lang dito. So this would be 10, tapos 11, lagay ko dito ay 12, tapos 13. Okay? Tapos ano pa? Kasi ito ay 7 na to eh. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 4 more items. So ito, pwede kong ano pa? Lagay ko dito si dito si 17, tapos dito si 18, tapos dito si 19, tapos si 20. Diba? So then let's count. 4, 5, 6. So wait lang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's good. Okay, that means okay na to. This is total of 11 test items. Okay? So that means for a fourth to sixth item pang substitution method na usapan, 10 to 13 item pang substitution method ang usapan, 17 to 18th item pang substitution din, and 19th to 20th item pang substitution method siya. So let's cancel out yung mga napili na natin. So 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So ilan na lang natitira? So si 14, 15, 16, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I think that's 8 or 7. But let's take a look. Okay? So then, paano naman kapag graphing method? Okay? So dito naman sa graphing method, pwede kong ilagay dito si 14th item, 15th item, tapos 16th item. Okay? So, ano pa? Ano pa kaya? Wait lang 14, 15, 16. Actually, okay na to para sa akin. Okay na to. I'm just gonna stop right here na lang. Okay, dito sa remembering understanding para sa akin. You know why? Kasi let's take a look. So, I stop at 14, 15 because of 60% item dapat meron dito. So, di ba dapat 15 questions pang remembering and understanding? Okay? So, tingnan natin bilangan natin sila. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So, I'm gonna stop right here na. So, this is already 15 questions. So, titigil na ako rito. Okay? Tama na. I'm just gonna stop right here na lang. Titigil na ako rito. Ngayon, yung mga natitira na lang is yung pang-analyzing, applying, tapos yung evaluating and creating. Yun na lang ang ipifilang ko. So, ito, okay na to. Okay? Dito naman tayo sa analyzing and applying. So, dito sa analyzing and applying, we have ilan na lang? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So meaning, 3 more questions. Okay? So, tanggalin ko si 14, 15 kasi napili ko na siya. So dito, ilagay ko rito dito si 16, tapos, ano pa, 16, tapos dito si, uh, sabihin natin dito si 21, tapos 22. O, diba? So, tingnan nga natin. So, we have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, okay na tayo dito. So, 16, 21, and 22. Okay na yan. So, that's it. We're good to go. So, these are 8 questions in total. So, tapos na tayo rito. So, ano na lang natitira? So, we have 3 questions. 3 questions left. So, bakit kaya 3 questions? Hmm. Let me check if parang meron akong nakulangan dito. For a moment. Okay, nakita ko yung pagkakamali ko. Sorry, for a moment. Mali pala ko rito. You know why? You know why? Kasi dito, di ba si 10? You have the 10 item. Pero meron pala akong 10 item dito. Sorry guys, sorry. Nagkamali ako. Sorry po. Ito ay 10, tapos 11, 12, 13. Tapos lagi ko lang dito si 16. Okay, lagi ko lang dito si 16. Okay, ayan. Sorry guys ha, kasi kanina, nilagay ko rito si 10. Yung 10 item. Tapos nilagay ko dito pala si 10 kanina. So yeah, medyo wrong. Mali pala. Sorry. So let me just check. Ha? So sa 60%, 15% siya. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So dito, sa 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's good. So lagi ko dito si question. Lagi ko dito si 23rd item. Lagi ko siya dito. Yan. That's it. Good. Nakatugma na lahat. So, okay na. There are total of 8. Ay, sorry. There are total of 8 questions para kaya analyzing and applying. Sorry ulit kasi nagkamali ako kanina. Okay, forgive me if nagkamali ako kanina kasi meron ng 10 tapos nilagay ko rito si 10 dito. So mali yun guys ha. Don't commit this mistake aside dito, okay? So dapat walang repetitive number dito. Ngayon, last but not the least, we have 24, 25. So dito, since kasi dalawa na lang questions na titira, ilagay ko na lang dito sa evaluating and creating. Ngayon, paano ko kaya gawin to? So for me, what I can do is, pwede ko naman ilagay dito sa evaluate. So 24 to 25. Okay? 24 to 25. So we have total of 2 questions. So meaning, okay na to. So iburak ko lang yung mga yung mga lines, yung mga circles. Okay na yan. Alright? Wait lang ha. So that's it. So we're good to go na. So na yun, at least alam mo na kung ano yung meron dito sa question dito. Okay, at least now you know kung ano yung first question, second question, or what's the first item, what's the second item, anong meron sa item 22 or ano meron sa 10 item. Kasi ito, meron na silang roles. So, okay? So that's it. Okay, we are actually good to go na. Ngayon, paano naman dito sa placement of test items dito sa column na to? So actually, pwede man. Okay. Um, itong kasi ginawa natin dito kanina, yung pag-fill in ng mga numbers dito or items is almost the same natin gagawin dito sa placement of test items. Okay? Pero dito kasi specific siya. So kunwari from first to third item, anong item to pang remembering? 7 to 9 item para saan pang understanding. Tapos tong 10 item para saan to pang applying. Okay? Dito sa placement of test items, ilagay mo na yung number dyan. Okay? So, anong meron dito? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, at saka 10. So, ilagay mo lang dito. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, tapos 10. Ayan. So, ganun din gagawin natin dito. Pero wala akong space dito. Ha? Wala akong space dito. Pero yeah, kung ano yung mga number of items na nilagay mo dito sa second learning competency, ilagay natin yan dito. Okay, dito sa placement of test items. Just put the numbers there. Okay, and we're good to go. Alright? And last but not the least, ganun din ha. The same thing here sa second at third learning competency, which is 14, 15, 16, 23, 21, 22, 24, 25. Ilagay mo lahat sila dito. Okay? So yun, that's it. That's how you make a, what do you call this one? A table specification. At least now, alam mo na kung anong nilalagay mo dito or anong questions at least ilalagay mo dito. Okay. Kasi dito sa sa table specification, 'di ba, mayroong mga remembering, understanding, analyzing, applying. So dito, syempre dapat depende 'yan sa anong gagawin mong instruction. Sa pag-remembering ba, ano kaya pwede kong gawin dito? 'Di ba kasi ang learning competencies ko is about solving a given of learning solving a given system of linear equation by elimination method, substitution method, at graphing method. So, nung dito, so una, pwede ako maglagay ng multiple choice. Kasi every topic and discuss ko, meron pang may mga theorems, may mga concepts to discuss bago mag-solve. Parang ganun. Diba? Tapos, what do you call this one? Kapag analyzing and applying, dito pwede akong maglagay ng isang scenario dito o kaya magbigay ako ng statement dito ng pag-solve tapos tingnan mo if it's true or not. Parang ganun. Then here's evaluating creating. Pwede ako gumawa lang dito ng graph kasi dito sa 24 to 25th item, mayroong nakalagay dito graphing method, di ba? So baka gagawa ako ng question na pang graphing. Tapos tingnan niya kung sa question na to, meron akong given na graph, tama ba to? Ganyan. Please explain why, kung ganun. Tapos yun, try niyang isolve yun, try niyang gamitin software by graphing method, tapos explain niya kung tama ba to o hindi. So basically, that is actually up to the teachers kung paano nila to i-implement the test. Okay? So yeah, this is an example of table specification na ginawa ko. Alright? Sorry for the minor mistakes and inconvenience na meron dito. Alright? And especially the handwriting kasi iba yung most na ginamit ko dito. Okay? Wait lang. May ayos lang ako dito na number. Anyways, yun lang naman guys. So, I hope you have learned something in this video. And for more information, okay, you can just go to my references dito.